Cars are so difficult to drive. They've got their own style, and everything's so close. So, you only have to be a little bit off to be miles off positions-wise. Yeah, so we're all good now.
More BTCC 2025 news announced this morning as One Motorsport complete their driver lineup, announcing that Jelley, former race winner in the category, will be joining the team, partnering up with Josh Cook. And this is a great lineup of experienced drivers. Obviously, both drivers have won races. Cook, I would argue, has definitely been a championship contender, but Jelley has had plenty of experience in the championship, driving both front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars. Obviously, particularly famous for driving the rear-wheel drive BMW, the older version in the late 2000s. I mean, of more recent years, he was at West Surrey Racing for a few seasons not so long ago. But also, you don't forget he was in the Ford Focus in 2017 with Team Parker Racing. But of more recent time, last season, he had to step away from the BTCC for the year and go to Porsche Carrera Cup, another category he's been successful in the past. And had a decent year, getting back up to grips with this newer Porsche Carrera Cup car. But this obviously new announcement highlights that he was keen to get back to the touring cars, joining One Motorsport. And, since this team has been on the sidelines last season, I think this is a great move, getting another experienced driver in, just getting who'll be able to give brilliant feedback on how the car's handling, helping the team push forward even more. And I think it's going to be a good fit. I'd like to think both Stephen and Josh will work together pretty well. And I think also what I'm most excited for now is the independence fight. Yes, of course, the overall championship fight I'd like to hope is going to be brilliant. But after last year, where the independence class was competitive, it had its moments, but not quite as good as previous years. This time round, we've got a really good lineup forming up. With the announcement yesterday that Powermax Racing would be, all being well, back on the grid, thanks to a last-minute save from a new sponsor. We've now got the battle of possibly two Astras. That's not been confirmed yet. This really strong lineup at One Motorsport in their Hondas. Obviously, it's yet to be seen how competitive the car will be with the team sitting last year out. But I'm hopeful, it's a proven package, it's a proven shape of car, that it's going to perform well. Competing against Restart Racing, arguably the favourites perhaps for the Independence title, with that new Hyundai and a very strong lineup in Chris Smiley and Dan Lloyd. And then also the mix coming in of youth and the feisty driver lineup of Dexter Patterson and Max Hall. So in that respect, I'm really excited for the Independence fight as well. So great news for Stephen. Great to see him back in the BTCC. A really experienced driver, as I said, one that's competitive. He does a good job. He's very methodical of how he goes about his racing. And as an interviewer and a journalist in the paddock, he's always a great person to chat to. Whether he was, a few years ago in the BTCC with West Surrey Racing and BMW, and then last year gave us a great insight of racing and moving back to the Porsche Carrera Cup and how that's a different dynamic compared to the touring cars. So a surprise, I think. A lot of drivers, obviously, wanting to come back to BTCC if they've been away. But then also there was a lot of drivers being, guessed by fans on who it was going to be, with the most common choice or guess or prediction or whatever in comments that I'd seen were being Michael Crease or Jade Edwards. Obviously both former drivers of the team. But this new announcement, Jelley coming back, I don't think many people were expecting at all. So really good news. Always like seeing Stephen race. He's feisty on track. He's great to see in qualifying. He, like I said, he goes about his racing really well. But like I said, as an interviewer and a journalist in the paddock, he's always brilliant to chat to. So once again, a great bit of news ahead of the new season. Once again, I've been saying this all through the pre-season. Plenty of changes up and down the grid, which is always quite exciting to see. It's nice to see some fresh driver lineups, some drivers coming back to the series, or new drivers making their debut this year. So we'll have to see how it all unfolds. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Hedgeworks Motorsport is definitely the #1 place for all your BTCC exclusive content this year, with tons and tons and tons of driver interviews and, like I said, exclusive content. So make sure you subscribe and check out the rest of my videos, because we've got a very big year coming up. We've got some very exciting things planned. But until the next one, thank you very much for watching. See you next time.